Have you ever heard someone say something like, boys don't cry? Well, there's actually a term for what that is. Hello everyone, my name is Rich Pearson. I'm a professional counsellor and psychotherapist based in Falmouth in Cornwall, and today we're going to be talking about interjects. Is a term used in counselling and other types of therapy to refer to ideas that have been internalised by people. So the example that I gave earlier, boys don't cry, is a really great example of, and probably the most common example used of, what an interject is. It is something that someone has heard, and the way that I had it explained to me when I did my training was an idea that is swallowed whole as kind of gospel almost. And this can cause significant issues for people as time and life goes by. So using that same example that I used earlier, boys don't cry, is a great example of something that young men will take on throughout their life as a ideal that they should remain stoic no matter what's going on, that they should be relatively emotionless in terms of any kind of issue that comes up in their life. And you see this really regularly. You see men who are not able to make contact with their emotions in any given situation, and they bottle them up, and then sometimes inevitably they end up just exploding. And I will put my hand up and say that I'm one of those men. For years, I never was really in touch with my feelings of any kind like that. But it's not just about men and our feelings. Interjects can be, well, anything really that we take as something that's, as I say, gospel, and hold it as an idea within our belief structures throughout our lives. So I often have people saying to me that they feel ashamed or scared or guilty about talking about something that might be a taboo subject, maybe something like sex, because sex is dirty, or sex is something that we should be ashamed of. Those are things that are interjects, those short little sentences that lodge in our brains and go all the way back to our subconsciousness and just stick there and stay there and stagnate, as it were. And they stagnate our development and our growth as people. So I've often really found interesting and difficult and sometimes really rewarding moments within my own therapy and giving other people therapy when someone is talking about an idea as though they are describing gravity, as though they are describing a law of physics of some kind. And I say, well, why do you think that boys shouldn't cry? Why is it that you should not discuss your sexual appetites or desires or lack thereof? Why do you think, that people of a certain religion, race, or anything else, because prejudice really comes into interjects a lot, why do you think people like that should be treated differently than you? I remember just an example from my own childhood, someone once saying to me that people that were Romany travellers were all pickpockets and thieves. And I believed that for an incredibly long time. It was just something that, firstly, I had nothing to really, within my own lived experience, I had nothing to refute that from. But I had taken it on as an idea and believed it for so long. And it wasn't until I actually met people that were Romany and got chatting with them that I really understood so much more about their culture and how that's a very unpleasant stereotype, as it were. But a stereotype and an interject are two kind of different things. An interject, again, is something that we have internalized, and it is something that is very succinct and is a very sort of condensed and closed in phrase that doesn't really leave much room for anything else. And they're sometimes they're more brutal than stereotypes in a sense, because they are that much more direct. Boys don't cry, rather than, men aren't so great at showing their emotions or anything else like that. It's a much more direct kind of thing. And in therapy, it's one of the things that we really look out for, to try and help people to expand their mind, as it were, to help them expand their ideas and their beliefs, and to help them examine the way that they have built and internalized those beliefs. So that is a really brief and I hope accurate explanation of interjects in counselling and therapy. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have and would like to see more of it, please feel free to subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next video. Thanks very much.